I'm still laughing hysterically just at this article's title.
Mm-hmm.
Bisexual and lesbian women die younger. Study. Gee, I wonder what could be the reason. Well, let's read.
Hang on. You got to get rid of that thing in the corner.
Oh, I know, it's dumb.
I hate it when they do that.
A study from the Pilgrim Health Center Institute found that bisexual women die 37% younger than heterosexual women, and that lesbian women died 20% sooner. Scientists say this is likely due to the toxic social stigmas that women face about their sexuality.
Listen, I am sick and tired because that is pretty much the main thing they say. But your words are violence. They're hurting people. They're driving them to suicide.
I'm sorry.
Now, listen, I'm not. I'm here to keep as many people above the grass as I can. All right. But I am what I am. I tell you the truth. I use logic and reason. And if what I'm telling you is making you that upset because I'm only telling you the truth, then somebody in the equation is living a lie.
Yeah. Jimmy Bones, what's worse than lesbians running with scissors? Lesbians scissoring with the runs. Anyone up for chocolate soft serve ice cream?
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Lay me off, Paul. That's a good one right there. That's some good shit.
Is that Evil Shaggy?
Yes, that's Evil Shaggy.
Dude,
all right.
On Tuesdays. On Tuesday, Jimmy got like 3 really good burns in on me.
That's what he's there for.
That's awesome.
I can't believe that they actually are trying to use the social stigma BS, because what is the number one type of corn currently being viewed online?
Lumpy.
The chicks.
There you go.
Liver.
You don't have a toxic social stigma. You have a toxic social circle.
They probably have a lot of people like there's a lot of guys out there cheering them on. So I don't know why they would.
Here's the thing. All right. The whole lesbian stuff doesn't really do anything for me.
No.
I'm just like, yeah.
I've literally been driving a car with 2 chicks making out in the back seat. It did nothing for me.
Yeah, I hear you.
Probably because one of them looked like Joel David Moore from Grandma's Boy.
Well, here's another thing about the bi-squared community. All right. During
bi-curious and
bipolar.
Bipolar and bi-curious. Yeah.
They're bisexual and bipolar.
Bi-squared. Okay.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Like during the whole AIDS thing, the main reason it jumped from the bathhouses to the heterosexual population, fence jumpers.
Fence jumpers, exactly.
Yeah, and then we're off to the races, and it just went crazy from there.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised at all that the fence jumping ladies have a larger chunk.
Well, but the thing is, they tell you how they're dying. Is it suicide? Is it substance abuse? Is it overdosing?
Well, let's take a look. Sexual orientation-related iniquities in mortality highlight the urgent need to address preventable causes, particularly the increasingly hostile policy climate for alphabet people in the U.S. Maybe stop trying to fuck kids then, and it won't be so damn hostile.
Well, first of all, hang on. How can they say that when they took over an entire month? Mm-hmm. They took over the word pride. They're using the rainbow flag, which is supposed to be a covenant between humans and God.
Every corporation sucks their cock.
Yeah. I mean, get the hell out of here.
Well, look back to people like Neville Chamberlain, like appeasement. Appeasement doesn't work except for the aggressors.
Well, if they think it's hostile now, you just wait until the backlash comes, because there will be a backlash.
When all these children join the Marvel Cinematic Universe's Fantastic 41%, there's going to be a lot of pissed off people.
And nobody wants to put like any correlation of like, maybe it was here forever, whatever, but like socialization of it, like doesn't like push it at all. You really want to argue that? It's the arguments, the logic and reason. There's no logic and reason to their argument.
Nope, there never is. It's all emotional and belief.
If you want to do what you want to do, cool. Just don't get pissed off at me when I say that's stupid.
Yeah. Or I don't want to participate.
Especially that.
Yeah, like first of all, like I've said before, I have an associate I went to high school with who's doing the transition thing. And I will not participate.
No.
Like if I go to a group event and I hear he's going to be there, I don't even leave. I won't go there. Because I'm not going to be put in this like situation where, well, you dead naming him. I'm like, go fuck yourself. I'm living in the real world. And I address things in reality with truth.
I always
Sorry.
just say, like, look, if your feelings are hurt, there is a 41% chance this won't matter in a year.
This is a true story.
Don't like it?
Savage.
Lick it.
But it's true.
But the underlying issues with a lot of these people, those not being addressed and those festering, those will create issues a year, 2 years, 3 years down the road.
Oh, yeah.
Individually and then, sadly, socially outside.
Oh, we're going to get into what the real issues are here. Trust me. So they're subjected to you. Like, I'm just wondering, how advantaged do you have to be before you stop being oppressed?
Yeah.
It's an interesting question.
Like, what the hell?
Well, when you're given privilege for so long and then you actually start getting equal treatment, that actually feels like oppression.
Exactly. So alphabet people are subjected to unique forms of stigma, prejudice, and discrimination that get under the skin in a myriad of ways. I mean, it's almost like they're,
you know what gets under your skin? Syphilis.
Exactly, yeah. And the fence jumping community is notorious for spreading such things.
No.
These toxic social forces result in chronic stress and unhealthy coping mechanisms, which make this population vulnerable to worse health and premature mortality. Where?
Okay, hang on. What is the divorce rate between lesbians who get married?
75%.
All right. Now, when a dude gets divorced, his chances of exiting this mortal coil go up, 8 or 9-fold.
And no one cares.
Well, if that's taking place in the scissor kicking community, it's probably the same emotional force that's causing these problems. But they're writing articles for the scissor kickers. They want sympathy and compassion. But men have literally been hurling themselves into oblivion at breakneck speed, and we can't even talk about it in public.
Yeah. Okay, so you wanted to know about methodology.
Yeah.
In this study. This is the methodology. They used data from over 100,000 female nurses born between 1945 and 1964 that were part of a study called Nurses' Health Study Part 2. These study participants were asked about their orientation in 95, and researchers tracked the orientation of participants after they died with 30 years of death records. They said that women facing societal pressures and chronic stress were more likely to develop unhealthy coping mechanisms that could lead to an earlier death. So what they're saying is, these people are mentally weak and can't take what they dish out, because these are the same ones who are just like, don't force your religion on me. Oh, you believe in God? That's stupid. But as soon as you tell them you can't pick, that's stupid. It's bigotry. It's a social stigma. I have to hide from it. Oh my God.
So what they're saying is, they're probably making poor choices like alcohol and drugs.
Yeah.
That's killing them.
A little bit.
Well, I'm sorry. Men have the market cornered on alcoholism.
I think it's called deaths of despair they're referring to.
Yes.
And men take the cake on that one.
Yeah. You can't even touch a dude on that.
And when was the last time anybody heard about like an anti-self-deletion group for men?
You can't.
Specifically, aside from ours.
When was the last time on any mainstream media outlet you saw a man and a woman arguing the gender dynamics and actually a man's premise even being validated without it being hamstered and gaslit back to the woman's argument?
They always circle back to feminism, and it's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's like, go ahead, have the bear. Stay in the woods with the bear. You're all good. Like,
I'm the bear.
We're going to take the bear. Awesome.
Have at it.
Speaking of which, where did that come from?
It's some meme that's going around.
I understand that, but it's literally all I fucking see now.
There's no context to it. That's what's really annoying. It's like, what kind of bear? What kind of man?
Like, well, men are obviously more dangerous because you can just look at the stats. Like, well, how often do you run into men? Every day, hundreds of times a day. How many times do you actually confront a bear?
There was
once or twice in your life, maybe.
No, I mean, I've come close to actual real living bears in Washington State, and I want nothing to do with that.
No.
Like, literally, you can hear breaking through the brush. You're like, all right, who's got the live rounds? We got a bear in the area.
Oh,
My squad leader's like, get the fuck out of there. Okay.
You know how a lot of studies love to accidentally tip their hand about the real cause of shit without meaning to?
Yeah, well, they usually do the logic damming up
Yep.
here, so the logic doesn't go down through the rest of the article. And towards the end, it's the waving flag you're supposed to ignore.
And here it is. The study authors suggested that sexual minority women get more preventative screening for health issues, such as well as screenings and treatment referrals for tobacco, alcohol, and substance use.
Huh.
They also said that doctors should be culturally informed and trained on how to care properly for sexual minority patients. We all have the same fucking equipment.
That's right.
We all
There's
got
no
a liver.
difference.
Yeah, we
in
all
how
got a
you treat
liver.
these people.
No, we all got a liver. You're gonna drink like an idiot. I don't know what to tell you, man.
Yeah, you're gonna get idiot repercussions.
Future research needs to examine specific factors that exacerbate or ameliorate these risks so that we can develop targeted interventions to ensure all people have the opportunity to live long and healthy lives. That would be great, since you clearly didn't fucking do it, Dr. Charlatan.
Yeah. Well, I mean, come on.
It
All right,
must
first of
be.
all,
It must be social stigma.
well, you show up at the doctor's office or the hospital, you have one of two sets of equipment. Most of the time, doctors are like, yeah, what's going on here? You know, you got an itchy box. Okay. Then they start asking other questions. Other than that, they don't really give a shit what you do with your equipment.
Yep.
They don't. They just like, oh, okay. Well, you get a harsh talking to, especially in the military, if you show up, you piss hot for syphilis, gonorrhea, or.
I mean, they literally admitted without meaning to that this is the consequences of their own bad decisions.
Correct. Yeah.
It's like going against nature or self-harming or whatever might lead to something bad. Like, shocker.
This is bad, right?
And here's another thing. Like, if they have a 70% divorce rate, do you know these women are linking up and breaking up all the time?
Yeah.
Every time there's a breakup, there's a bunch of emotional baggage and pain. And in my opinion, it actually affects women more. Like some dudes get upset and they have to, work through the red pill rage or what have you. But most guys are going to have between 1 and 4 breakups in their entire life.
Yeah.
Women, especially scissor kickers, they could go through 15 or 16 of them in a 20-year period.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now. It's just emotional carnage.
How do you bond like that?
Yeah.
You don't.
You just don't.
Yeah. And we know that women, by and large, are more susceptible to social pressure.
Yes. Well,
they will literally get divorced just because their work buddies tell them they can do better.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Dave, you can bond them together by super gluing their pubes.
Fuck that. I'm good.
Stick them together.
I already said I'm not into the orgy thing, man. That's just too much going on.
That's gay sex with a witness, man. You don't need that.
Nah, it's too much to pay attention to.
Billy could just headbutt him with his helmet.
Watch Grunt Speak live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join Pop for Supporter Sundays, go to redonkulous.com/donate and make a monthly pledge. A link is in the Meat Gazer box.